Have you ever walked into a room late and felt like every single person was staring right into your soul? Or maybe you said something slightly awkward in a meeting and you replayed it in your head for the next 3 weeks, convinced everyone thinks you are weird. What about at the gym? You drop a weight loudly or do an exercise slightly wrong, and suddenly you feel like the entire building is secretly laughing at you and recording your mistake in their mental diary? Welcome back to Uplift Journal. If you constantly feel like everyone is watching you, judging your every move, and keeping a permanent record of your embarrassing moments, I have some really good news for you. They are not even close. Today, we are talking about a massive trick your brain plays on you, called the spotlight effect, and how understanding it can completely change your life and your confidence. The spotlight effect is a cognitive bias. Basically, because we are the center of our own universe, we naturally assume we are the center of everyone else's universe too. We feel like there is a literal spotlight shining on us at all times, highlighting our mistakes, our bad hair days, our spilled coffee, and our awkward moments. We are trapped behind our own eyes, experiencing life from a first-person perspective. Because our own thoughts and feelings are so loud to us, we mistakenly believe they are loud to everyone else too. But the truth is, everyone is the main character in their own movie, which means you are just an extra in theirs. Let us look at the science behind this. In the year 2000, a psychologist named Thomas Gilovich and his team tested this exact feeling. They made students walk into a crowded room where other students were already filling out paperwork. But there was a catch. The student walking in had to wear a highly embarrassing shirt. It had a massive picture of the singer Barry Manilow on it. The researchers then asked the students wearing the shirt a simple question. How many people in that room do you think noticed your embarrassing outfit? The students estimated that at least half the room, about 50% of the people, noticed the shirt and were probably judging them for it. Do you know how many people actually noticed? Less than 20%. The vast majority of people in that room were completely oblivious. They were too busy worrying about their own day, their own clothes, or what they were going to do after class. Gilovich did not stop there. He did another study with a discussion group. He had people sit around a table and talk about different topics. Afterwards, he asked them how well they thought they did and how their peers rated them. People consistently thought that their mistakes, their stutters, or their bad points were noticed way more than they actually were. They also thought their brilliant points were noticed more than they were. We just constantly overestimate our impact on the people around us. But why does our brain do this to us? Why do we suffer like this? It comes down to human evolution. Thousands of years ago, when we lived in small tribes, being judged badly or being kicked out of the tribe literally meant you might not survive. We are hardwired to care deeply about what the group thinks of us, so our brains developed an overactive alarm system to keep us in line and make sure we fit in. The problem is, in the modern world, this alarm system goes off when we have a bad hair day, or when we accidentally wave at someone who was actually waving at the person behind us. Our brain reacts to a tiny social mistake as if it is a life or death situation. Why does this matter so much? Because the spotlight effect stops us from actually living our lives. It keeps us from speaking up in class or at work because we're afraid of sounding dumb. It stops us from trying new hobbies, from going to the gym, from wearing the clothes we actually want to wear, and from just relaxing in public. We exhaust ourselves emotionally and physically worrying about an audience that doesn't even exist. Think about how much mental energy you have wasted worrying about a tiny stain on your shoe that nobody else saw. It's a prison built entirely in your own mind.
So how do we fix this? How do we turn off the spotlight? The first step is simply knowing that it exists. Just by being aware of the spotlight effect, you can start to catch yourself when you are overthinking. When you feel that wave of embarrassment hit you, pause.
The second step is reality testing. Look around you. When you feel like everyone is staring, literally look at the people around you. What are they doing? They are looking at their phones. They are talking to their friends. They are staring blankly into space. You will quickly realize that people are incredibly self-absorbed. They are too busy dealing with their own internal spotlight to shine one on you. The third step is to shift your focus outward. When you feel self-conscious, your focus is entirely internal. You are thinking about your hands, your voice, your clothes, your heartbeat. Force your brain to look outward. Focus on the conversation you are having. Listen intently to the other person. Look at the architecture of the room. Notice the colors around you. When you force your brain to focus on the outside world, the internal spotlight naturally dims. The fourth step is what psychologists call the so what technique. Let us say someone actually did notice you trip on the sidewalk. Ask yourself, so what? What is the actual worst-case scenario? They might chuckle for 2 seconds, and then they will immediately go back to thinking about their own lives. They will forget you even exist by the time they reach the end of the street. It does not ruin your life. It does not define who you are. The reality of the spotlight effect is beautifully liberating once you understand it. You are not that important to strangers, and that is a wonderful thing. It means you have the freedom to make mistakes. You have the freedom to be a little weird. You can trip on the sidewalk, you can wear mismatched socks, you can speak up and say the wrong thing, and you can just be yourself without the crushing weight of an imaginary audience watching your every move. Next time you walk into a crowded room, remember that everyone else is just as worried about themselves as you are about yourself. Turn off the spotlight. Give yourself some grace. If this helped you take a weight off your shoulders today, hit that like button and subscribe to Uplift Journal for more videos on how to understand your mind and improve your life. I would love to hear from you down below. Let me know in the comments the silliest thing you ever thought people were judging you for, only to realize later that nobody even noticed. See you next time.